President Obama laid out his vision in his first State of the Union address of his second term. The president is urging a divided Congress to boost job creation and strengthen the middle class. Among other things, Obama's calling for an increase of the federal minimum wage, spending more money to fix the nation's roads and bridges, and expanding early childhood education. He also pledges to cut the number of U.S. troops serving in Afghanistan in half within a year. The president claims the proposals would not increase the deficit, but says Congress needs to do more to reignite the economy. And WENY TV News Washington correspondent Ted Fioraliso got reaction from Congressman Tom Reed. Here's what he had to say.
I'm here with Congressman Tom Reed. Congressman, what did you think of the State of the Union?
Well, I heard a lot of rhetoric, and this is the third State of the Union speech that I've heard, and it's time for action. It really is time for action, and we have to get away from the rhetoric and talk about where's the common ground that we can solve America's problems. We got to get people back to work in the private sector, and what I heard tonight was bigger government, tax increases, and we've already taken care of the revenue side in 2012. It's time to focus on the real cause of the debt problem. That's the spending side of the ledger. And let's work together to find that common ground.
Anything that you agreed on in his speech?
His commitment or his statement of commitment, the rhetoric about comprehensive tax reform, entitlement reform, there's a lot of common ground there because I think both parties recognize we have to do tax reform, we have to do entitlement reform. But when you talk about tax reform for the purposes of raising taxes, that's not good policy. But when we're talking about tax reform for the purposes of simplifying the code, making it fair, less complicated, we're all in. And I think there's a lot of common ground to get that done. And one last thing that I was very excited that the president was committed to was the development of natural gas in America. In our area, I see that as a great opportunity. His recognition as the President of the United States that it can be done safely, responsibly, that it's a clean source of domestic energy, that is a very important position and message to take back to the district to say this is something we should be doing and we make sure it's done safely, responsibly. But that could mean U.S. manufacturing jobs, that could be jobs of today and tomorrow, and that's what we got to be focusing on.
Congressman Tom Reed, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Ted. Always a pleasure.
And for now, reporting in Washington, Ted Fioraliso, WENY TV News.
All right, we also have a reaction from Governor Andrew Cuomo on the president's speech last night. In a statement, the governor says President Obama put forward a bold, comprehensive agenda in his 2013 State of the Union address that continues to rebuild our nation's economy and strengthens the middle class. He went on to say the president's agenda lays out a vibrant American future where jobs would be reclaimed from overseas and young people would be trained with the skills needed to succeed in the workforce.